Hi everyone, welcome back to your girl's channel. Today's video is going to be an inspired look by Selena Quintanilla. There's a rave, huge rave out there because her collection is coming out. It was distributed as PR. Big controversy surrounding that. I'll have a separate video on my thoughts and feelings about that. I am one of Selena's hugest fans. I was there from the beginning and to this very day. I remember her, I honor her. Along with the family and friends and all the other fans, I try to keep her memory and her legacy alive. I just think she was an angel that was sent to us. The most gifted, humble, loving, respectful, unique. I mean, she was so great at everything she put her hands on. And I think we continue to mourn the loss, not only because it was a tragic loss because she was so young and her light was shining so bright, but we keep thinking of the what could have been. I mean, I believe she'd have had a huge clothing line, huge makeup line, more music. She'd have been the movies, commercials, endorsements, you name it. She would have been huger than life. And for somebody to selfishly have cut that so short from being so selfish and ungrateful is just beyond me. And not even by a stranger, by somebody you knew and loved and did so much for, and this is the way they pay you back. And then from my understanding, she had gotten life without the possibility of parole because at that time Texas didn't have the death penalty for women. There's a fly in the back of me. So that was the next best thing they could give her. And now I'm kind of hearing that she's going up for parole. This woman does not deserve to see the natural light of day. I mean, she doesn't even want to admit to it. And then she doesn't even try to at least say, yes, I did it, but in a moment of rage, in a moment of craziness. But I regret it from the moment it happened. If she just had remorse and just was honest, and I think, not that it would really change anything, but we would have a tidbit of, okay, bitch, you know, at least she deserved that, for you to be honest and remorseful. At least that. Selena deserved that. But here we are 21 years later and the woman still cannot do it. And then she accuses her of having done so many other things. That's not even the point. It doesn't matter what she did. It's the point that you selfishly killed her in the most ruthless way. I mean, and then she's like, well, I made a mistake. I shot the gun by accident. But you were a nurse. You could have said, let me help you. You could have forced your help upon her, and you knew what to do to save her life. And maybe something would have changed. But, you know, we all don't believe that story. So let's just move on. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. But, you know, Selena was known for all of that I mentioned and above. But as far as her look, she had different looks as far as her hair. This was one of them, except she had it more like in a ponytail up here. So I'm just getting as close as I can. Then she did the hat looks, you know, like the baseball hat look, and the other one like the boat ship captain kind of style hat. And then she had her bun, her straight hair with the bangs. I mean, just many looks. She was icon of fashion, and that's what we just believed that what could have been. So I'm gonna get as close to her look as possible. She loved the hoops as well. I'm a hoop girl. I think it represents us Latina women, and so I'm here to honor her by doing an inspired look for her. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. So let's get going, because I tend to talk and get all excited talking to you guys, and my videos are always so long, and I don't want people to get bored and not watch them. But for you that do, thank you for having patience. Thank you for sticking by my side, for having faith. And if this fly don't go away, I'm going to kill it. But thank you for having faith and being loyal. I promise you that with time, my videos are going to get better and better. The quality, the length, everything. I just got some lighting that I'm testing out. In fact, let me turn it on. Oh my God. To the brightest. It's not huge lights, but it's something that hopefully, I don't know if you just saw the change there because I had forgot to turn it on. Lighting, I got a backdrop here. It's not the best backdrop, but I just was tired of my room being seen in the back, even though I like my room and I don't mind it. But backdrops are just so nice. So I got a lot of backdrops on order, more lighting. So I promise you, we'll just get bigger and better with time. Everybody started off this way and even worse. So some people started in their closet, which I love going back and seeing people's beginning videos because it shows how much we want to succeed and how far we come and how we really put our heart and soul into this passion of ours, which is beauty and makeup, hair, all that good stuff that we just love. I've been loving it since I was a kid. And then when I was able to wear it, then I just went full force. And I'm 50 now, and I started at 15 wearing makeup. So imagine. Anyway, let's get started. Usually I prep my face on looks like this, but I didn't today because I wanted just to give you the full effect. I'm using, as far as foundation, my all-time favorite brand, Revlon, the Colorstay line. My skin has gotten darker, and I don't know if it's because of the summer because I've worn buff for years, and now I had to go to natural tan and even rich tan, so that's what I'll be using today. And I like to apply my foundation with these sponges I always have. I don't like to apply my foundation with the brushes. I'll use brush for everything else, and I love the brushes, don't get me wrong. They are the blessing. I just did a how I did my makeup in high school challenge video, which if you haven't seen it, please go back and see it. And back then we didn't have any of the brushes that we have today. We used the applicators that came with the compacts and the palettes and stuff. And I don't know, that's the only part that I didn't care for. I don't know how we do it, how we survived. And then we used to apply our foundation with our fingers, which it allows you to feel the face better than anything and get in those nooks and crannies. But it did leave like fingerprints at times, depending on how hard you pressed. And so it's so nice to have these sponges. I love it because I can still get the feel and the closeness of the fingers, but it leaves an even look on your foundation. So I'm going to put just a little bit more to get in the neck area. We don't want to miss the neck area. I try to go, these hoops are kind of in my way. I usually put my earrings on after I do my face. Okay, so we got foundation on. And then I'm going to put a little concealer. I usually put it under the brow bone. I'm not one of those YouTubers that put, I love concealer, but I've seen some that go all over the face. I'm like, I mean, I don't go that huge on it. Because I think the foundation is more than enough. And the concealer is just really used for corrections and uneven spots, dark spots, stuff like that. Not to be used like a foundation. I was reading the other day, and I always knew this. I thought, why do people put concealer on before foundation? That's so backwards to me, because you don't build a house and then go back and say, oh, let me go build the floor. And I thought that's why it's called foundation base, because it's the beginning, it's the platform, it's the base of what you're going to build on. And then my daughter had found something that they had on the internet. We're talking about beauty myths. And it said, you should put your concealer on before your foundation. It says that's a myth. That's absolutely backwards. That's not how you do it. Now, if you like to do it and it makes you feel better and you feel more covered, or whatever feeling you get that it just works for you and you like it, that's a preference. It's not a law against it. You have to do you and what makes you happy and feel good, because that's what I'm going to do. But I'm just saying the technicality, the myth of it, all that stuff, kind of going that way. So I got my concealer on, and then I'm going to put my powder, which I'm going to use the BenNye Banana powder. I got my little brush here, and it's loose powder, so I do a lot of tapping. So I just go over the same places that I did. You guys know this part. Same places that I did with my foundation. It's kind of not concealing, that's something. Just setting in that foundation. Then I just go on the neck as well, over the lips, so that I can have a sort of primer. Powder makes your lipstick last longer. Under the nose. Okay, so we got that covered. Then From what I could tell, her blush is between a brownish burgundy-ish color. So she tend to stay, even with her eyeshadow, she stayed in those colors. So I'm using my Elf Quad or palette, whatever you want to call it. And it has your, like your peach tone, your pink, your burgundy, and your like brick red or brownish thing. And I'm going to use that since I'm going to go between these two, since that's kind of what her lip color was. Now, I'm not putting contour because I don't believe she really did contouring back then, and it wasn't a big issue back then. So as you can see, it's very pigmented, and you like to smile because you want to get your actual cheekbones. I shouldn't say smile, it's like a sucking face look. And then I'm going to go back with my powder brush that I use and kind of just blend that out. So it's not a harsh line, and even go over the actual blush just so it becomes a little bit lighter, not so pigmented. There we go. And then I'm going to do the eyebrows, kind of brush them out here. Now, Selena had maybe a little bit thinner eyebrows than me. She has black hair, so she wore black eyebrow pencil. So I normally wear dark brown or medium brown. So I'm going to do the black. I'm going to go with the real deal of what she did. So I need a mirror here. I think I'm going to find a mirror that you can clip on my tablet so that I can be looking at it. I think that's an awesome idea. So, and it looked like when I did my high school challenge, we didn't outline and shape the eyebrows. We just shaded in whatever our hairs was of the eyebrow, or if we didn't hardly have any hairs, we just created kind of like that line, because back in the day it was like a thin line. But so it looks to me like she just kind of did the shading of her own natural eyebrows. So I'm going to kind of do that. Just give it and it looked like it was a little rounded. It wasn't really squared. I'm trying to round it off here. There we go. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just shaping my natural, shading in, I should say, and going towards the shape of my natural eyebrow. There. It was so much easier back then. Now there's so many, eyebrows are so beautiful because of the outlining and the techniques that there are now, but it was more simple, I believe, back then. So just outlining the beginning part to make it rounded. Again, shading. Her eyebrows maybe were just a little bit thinner or just the same size as my eyebrow. Kind of the same shape, but not exactly. You know, eyebrows are cousins. They're not twins. They're not sisters. They're cousins. I know you guys heard of that. So one eyebrow is always different than the other. I always feel like this one's thicker, even though I try to get them as close as possible. So it was kind of like that. So then I had already put, normally for me, I put my concealer after the foundation, of course, but especially after the eyebrows so that I can outline it. So I'm going to go over a little bit more with the concealer on that brow bone part. Like this, because it gives it that defined shape right there. And then I just take my finger and kind of blend it out. And I just do the same to the other side. Then blend it out a little bit. And then sometimes I'll go back in and kind of just retouch up on the bottom of the eyebrow, in case I went up with the concealer. Then I'm going to do, where did I put it? Okay, lost my stuff. Where is my thing? Oh, here it is. This is kind of my highlighter bronzer compact. So I like to take the highlighting part and highlight my eyebrows. And it looks like she did something to that effect as well. And I'll kind of do it all over my eyelid. I'm using it pretty much as a base color. I'll do the same to the other side. I love this highlighting compact. So nice because I can use a highlighter, bronzer, base color. Kind of get in that corner there. Make sure the ends are covered, the bottom lid. And kind of just go with my finger and just give it a swipe, make sure it's well blended. Then, to me, she kind of used between a brownish and a burgundy-ish mix in her eyeshadow. So I'm going to use the Naked 3 palette. And I'm going to go in with the color, see which one I want to go in with first. I think it says Factory. This one right here. Here, let me point it out. Ah, I knew that brush was going to fall out. That's why I hate the brushes in here, but I appreciate these brushes because they're really quality, but they always fall out. You forget. So, let's see. I believe it says, my God, it's hard to see. It's crazy. Yeah, it's Factory. I was right. So I'm going to put that, and it looked like she just did it the corner and the bottom. She didn't do any inside the crease. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start at my corner there and go towards the bottom lid part. And I'm going to sweep that corner just barely towards the crease line. Just barely, not too much. Then I'm going to do let me go ahead and do the same to the other side. She didn't go too high up either. So something to that effect. Then we're going to take my other brush here. We're going to use Blackheart, which is this color right here. It's kind of like a burgundy, a really dark burgundy. So we're going to go in with that and just go over the same area, just making it a little bit darker. Same on the other side. And then back over here, kind of blend it up a little bit more, just a tad bit more. Going slight strokes towards the crease. So then I'm going to take the brush that I use the highlight on and use that as my blending. So right there where it ended at the top and kind of going towards the crease, kind of blending that in. Be nice to use my mirror, huh? So kind of just back towards the brow bone, towards the where you ended with the eyeshadow, that first brownish and burgundy-ish color, and just kind of blending it in there so it's not harsh. Do the same with the other side. The top of where you ended towards the brow bone. Inside the crease, because you did slight strokes towards the crease. So you don't want to bring that color towards the middle of the crease, but just so that it's well blended. So it needs a little bit more, I can tell from my mirror here. The edge. And then I go towards the bottom lid, make sure that's blended as well. This one. There we go. So something to that effect from what I can see. Then I'm going to take my powder brush and kind of go under the eyes in case there was any fallout, which is not. On these naked 1, 2, 3, and 4 palettes, I don't see any fallout at all. So kind of did that. Then I'm going to line. Ooh. Where'd it go? So we're going to take that out. That's what I love Q-tips for. Any fallout, a mistake. And you could take the sponge or the brush or whatever you use to put your foundation. Go back under it. Just to make sure everything's good. Then I'm line the inside of my waterline because it looked like that's what she did as well. So I'm going to take, this is by Rue 21. It's the Precision Skinny Liner, which is that one right there. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my mirror. Just slightly go in there so you guys can see. It's hard to do it with. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, then we're going to do her famous little, she had just a little wing out. So we're going to do that famous wing out. And I'm using the eyeliner that's when I draw the line. And it's by Eyeko. It's this one right here. It's called, there it is. That's when I draw the line. And then it says, oh, right here. Where is it? That's where I draw the line. And then it's by eyeko. So I'm going to do just that short little wing that she did on the corner. Not too much. And then kind of just slightly bring it towards the bottom of your lid. I don't know if you guys can see that because I'm like focused on the mirror here. It's like a little curve that she had. Towards your eyelid line right there. Trying to make this one curvy, so it's giving me a hard time. So it was kind of curvy to that effect. It's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm going to make this one a little bit thicker. There we go. There we go. Much better. And then the mascara that I'm gonna use is also black. It's by Tarte. So I'm gonna use that. Doing my count. You guys know me. I told you the story, my OCD. So, gotta use the mirror, folks. Sorry. So, we're just putting on mascara, which I don't know what brand of mascara she wore. I don't know if she stayed completely in the Chanel family, because that's the brand that her lipstick was. Or if she used just different brands for different things. So I went ahead and finished off my mascara and added some black eyeliner to the bottom. I believe she wore that too. And plus for me, I don't have that many eyelashes on the bottom, so it kind of helps bring it out and bring the look out. So the lipstick, of course, I don't have the Brick Red Chanel. They discontinued it after she passed away, which is beyond me why they would do that. It would help to keep her memory alive, her legacy alive. The fans would have bought it off the charts. They would have made billions of dollars. I hope they come back with it. Other people have tried to duplicate it, but it's just not the same. I'm using, I believe this is e.l.f. And it doesn't have the color on it, but it's close to brick red as possible. It's like that. Then I'm going to put some matte lip gloss by Rue 21. It's that one right there. Let me see. It's actually upside down. By Rue 21 matte lip gloss. Time is running out. My lips, of course, are not as thick as Selena's was, but they're not too small either. And then I always go Cupid's bow to outshape my heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my inspired look by Selena Quintanilla. Love her. God rest her soul. We will continue to be your hugest fan, Selena, forever on into our dying day. We continue to listen to your music, to look and support anything that's out there that's about you. You're an angel to us. You're shining bright on us, and you will always be remembered and never ever forgotten. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you enjoyed it. So until my next video, thanks for watching. Take care.